Coach Vincent Show is brought to you by Bellini's Texas Grill, located in beautiful downtown Vista Ridge, Texas, at the corner of Palmer and Colonial Parkway. Remember, after every home game, visit Bellini's for the Ranger Pizza Buffet, where Gerald, Susie, and the whole crew say, "Go Rangers!" And now, here's Gage Smith and Coach Vincent.
Hi, I'm Gage. Welcome to Coach Vincent's Show, brought to you by Bellini's Texas Grill off Colonial Parkway. Last week, 10-10 against Rouse's 35. It was a tough game, but they fought hard all the way through the end. Offensive MVP was Stedman Mayberry. Offensive back was Delonte Singleton. Offensive lineman went to Fidel Estrada. Offensive receiver was J.D. Hill. Defensive MVP was Jamison Gerasi. Linebacker of the week was Jamie Fagley. Secondary player of the week was Alex Quintero. Defensive line went to Micah Thomas. Special forces went to Stedman Mayberry. And the hammer roar went to Jamie Fagley.
We want to highlight some of our offensive backs and defensive backs of the week in our sub-varsity games. All those teams had big wins against Rouse. Offensive back in our JV game was Drew Fanny, and our defensive back was Cole Shoemaker. In the freshman red game, offensive backs were Bryce Dahl and Jeremy Geist. And in the secondary, it was Tyler Harris. And in the freshman black game, offensive back of the week was Gannon Riswig, and defensive back was Ian Botkins.
And every week we like to talk about our hard hats, those guys who really put forth the effort onto our practice squads. This week it went to Mike Valdez, Brennan Ochoa, Mike Wyrick, Ryan Krieger, David Greer, Javion Cameron, Parker McCune, Drew Fanny, and Matthew Piper. All right, so let's get right into the show. It was a tough game against Rouse, but good things happen in every ball game. What are some cool things you saw from your players?
Well, we talked a lot about trying to get healthy. We've been working on getting healthy. We had some players that, we're trying to build depth in this game for the playoffs, and so we had some players that, we got to watch them work, and we got to watch them get better in certain positions. So when you're in a game like that, you're looking to get better in certain positions and improve. So there were some bright spots, and obviously Rouse had a great game plan. They have a great team over there. We talked about that last week, and congratulations to them for making the playoffs. For us, there were some mistakes that we made in the game that we have to clean up. So real disappointment on that. And that's part of protecting the football and getting lined up right on defense. But from the standpoint of trying to build depth, it was a good game for some of our players to get exposed to that type of situation.
And with our regular season out of the way, it's playoffs time. Now it gets down to the real nitty-gritty. What are some things you say to your players?
Well, the biggest thing is you have to refocus your team. It's a brand new season. It's 0-0. Regardless of what happened in the last ball game, win or lose, it's a brand new season. Everybody has a chance at this point. And there's a sense of excitement. And we have a 35-day plan that we go through and make sure, it's 35 working days to a state championship. And so we focus on each individual day. How do I continue to get better as I go on this playoff run? And so we went through our packet on Monday. We went through we do a lot of different things to make sure that we, some focus points, something for them to think about each day, so that our players don't get so caught up in how long we've been playing and how big a season this is. They get caught up in, hey, I just got to be the best I can be this day.
Each day is important. And a lot of people don't know this. We're playing Austin Travis this week, and we've played them before. First time we went to the playoffs. And first time we played them, it was a pretty good game. And this time it's not the same team. What are some things that our O-line and D-line are going to have to take care of in this game?
Well, their D-line, watching them on tape, they're big and they're physical and they like to penetrate. So we've got to do a good job making sure that we stay on those combos up front with our offensive line. They run defense real similar to what we've seen out of Vandergrift and Lake Travis, that same 4-2-5 scheme. And then on our defensive line, again, they have an offensive line that's pretty big. And so the biggest thing for us is pad level. We feel like that our defensive line's got some quickness, so we've got to use that quickness to our advantage against bigger people. So those would be the keys up front for us with the O-line and D-line.
And then how about our skill positions?
At the skill positions, Travis historically has always had really skilled athletes. We've got to make sure that, from an offensive standpoint, last week, we did a lot better at running routes. We did a lot better at blocking on the perimeter against Rouse. And so we've got to continue to do those things. I think that last week was good prep work for us for this playoff game as far as the offensive standpoint. Defensively, they're about 50-50 run pass, so we have got to be good at playing run fits with our skill guys, and then we have to be good playing the pass. They get in some tight formations, they do some play action off that, so we've got to be real disciplined on our keys and make sure we don't give up any big plays against them.
We definitely make sure that everybody knows exactly what they're supposed to do. Something we're notorious for is our special teams. We know what we're doing on special teams. How do you think our guys match up?
Been proud of that group all year. Can't say enough about them. They got us back into ball games. They kept us in ball games. They won ball games for us. And it was business as usual this week as far as that goes. We're gonna continue to get better in our kicking game, and we think that can be an advantage for us. We feel that way every week. If we take care of what we need to in our kicking game, putting pressure on kicks, making sure that we protect our punters and kickers, making sure that we kick the field like we're supposed to and coverage on the field like we're supposed to. When you get into the postseason, you're looking for one way to gain an advantage here or there. And it can be the smallest thing that can help you win a football game, and you can find that in special forces a lot of times.
And it's definitely going to be a big game, but what else beside the game is going on in Vista Ridge, Texas this week?
Well, we had some great workouts this week. Thursday night is, when we get in the playoffs, Thursday night we have our big team meal, and we invite our star steppers. We also invite our cheer squad and our sports medicine group. Just a way of thanking them for all the hard work and effort they put into a season. So we'll have our big team meal on Thursday, which will be a lot of fun. And then also this weekend, we should be getting our academic report. We just got through with another 6 weeks, even though it was a 5-week period. We want to honor all those guys that made all A's, and we want to honor our AB honor roll. So that'll be coming out. That'll be something for you and I to look forward to talking to next week. So we've got that going on. And then the big game on Friday night at Gupton, kind of fun to be able to have a home game for a playoff game. So I'm hoping that we'll have a great crowd and our community will be out for that. So that's the biggest things and exciting things for us going on right now.
And that'll do it for this week's Coach Vincent Show. I'm Gage, and the show's brought to you by Bellini's Texas Grill. They got some great food. Please check it out, and we'll see you guys at the game.
The Coach Vincent Show is brought to you by Bellini's Texas Grill, located in beautiful downtown Vista Ridge, Texas, at the corner of Palmer and Colonial Parkway.